A heartbreaking story of an Oregon teen now near death after a suicide attempt. Next, one family member's vow to try to prevent this from happening to anyone else.
Push forward with a very difficult conversation we've been having the last week over teen suicides.
It all began with our coverage of a cluster of 7 suicides in the town of Battleground, and it's branched out to deal with the issue in communities all across our area. On Your Side investigator Dan Tilkin is here now with a heartbreak in the town LeGrand is now experiencing, Dan.
Right, 2 kids in the last 3 months intent on ending their own lives. A 16-year-old girl killed herself in October, and now there's a 15-year-old boy who was not expected to live after hanging himself. His family tells me he was the target of bullying.
That's tough.
Through Skype, Bud Hill shared with me what he admires about Jadin Bell, the son of a family friend who is so close, Hill considers Jadin his nephew.
If somebody was down and out, you just knew how to walk into a room and just say a couple of quick words, and everybody kind of forget about their problems, and just smile. I mean, he just had a gift.
He was the sweetest boy I've ever met.
Dozens of people came together last week in LeGrand in a vigil for Jadin, trying to understand what drove him to despair 9 days ago. Jadin came here to the playground of Central Elementary School in LeGrand. He climbed on a play structure and hanged himself. Someone passing by tried to rescue him. He was brought to Portland and Dornbecker Children's Hospital, where he was put on life support. Bud Hill says Jadin was pushed to suicide after being bullied in person and on the internet for being gay.
He was different, and they tend to pick on the different ones.
Hill says Jadin asked his parents to homeschool him. He feared turning in the bullies would make things worse, but he had found the courage recently. The school district says it was in the process of investigating when Jadin tried to end his life. At Dornbecker, doctors detected little brain activity, and Jadin was removed from life support over the weekend. His family is by his side.
It's tough enough to deal with once you know what's coming up, but waiting is not good.
I talked to the superintendent in LeGrand. He says, of course, everyone there is absolutely heartbroken. He's asked a mental health agency to look at how the school deals with these issues to see if there is a better way to handle it. Bud Hill is vowing to start a new organization in Jadin's honor to try to tackle these issues.
It starts with this conversation in the community to reach out to these kids.
It's got to be the schools, it's got to be parents, it's got to be about other organizations, everybody talking about it and not being afraid to talk about it. People are so afraid to talk about suicide.
I agree. Time to step up. In fact, it was an On Your Side investigation into the 2 most recent suicides in Battleground that sparked this local conversation about teen suicide. To see the original report by KATU's Anna Canzano, just go to our website, KATU.com. We've also provided information there about the role bullying plays in teen suicide and a link to resources for parents who feel like they need help talking about teen suicide. Just go to KATU.com. You click on Inside KATU and find all that information there.
Let's get back now to Storm Tracker.